Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. May I take your order? We're going to continue numeric and algebraic expressions today. And we're actually going to be using the order of operations to evaluate numerical expressions. So this should be somewhat of a review from a little bit of 4th grade, a little bit of 5th grade, moving it into some more advanced expressions in 6th grade. So just a reminder, there is an acronym that we use that we talk about. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This is a picture of my Aunt Sally. She has really thick glasses. She walks with a cane. She talks like this. And so I want you to picture what your Aunt Sally would look like to help you remember this, right? And perhaps you remember what each of these letters stands for, right? The P is parentheses or other grouping symbols. There are 3 different types. The excuse is exponents, multiplication, dear division, aunt addition, Sally subtraction. Right? And so the order of operations is essentially this instruction, this how-to, this step-by-step of what to do in what order. I often talk about an IKEA cabinet that I bought one time and how it came with this step-by-step set of instructions and I didn't follow it, and my cabinet ended up falling apart as soon as I put the first thing in it. And so if you don't follow the step-by-step instructions for order of operations, your math expressions will end up falling apart as well. And so it's written in 2 ways in your notes and in your workbooks. And so the left side kind of lists out the acronym, right? Our please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That you do group numbers first, then you evaluate exponents. A reminder that multiplication and addition you solve from left to right, whichever one comes first. That's often a little bit confusing for students. And then addition and subtraction the same way that you solve from left to right. And then this is another way that it's printed. I don't really know which sort of infographic I like better. This one's a little bit more colorful, but it says the same thing, right? Evaluate groups. It does say from inside out, and what that means is that, let's say you had a group like that, you would start in the inside group before you did the outside group. Evaluate exponents or powers, right? Powers, that's a fancy way of saying exponents. Multiply or divide from left to right and subtract from left to right. So, this is in your notes. At the bottom here, I made a note to tell you that this is actually already solved in your notes. You can actually just watch me walk through it as I talk to you about the process that they thought of. So if we're going in order, first we would evaluate anything that's in a group from the inside out. So here you'll notice this is one big group, except for there is a portion that's in parentheses first. And so this is the way I want you to solve these problems and write them down. All right. 3 6/10 divided by 9/10. Maybe you can do that in your head. Maybe we're having some technical, there we go, look at that. A lot of technical difficulties. My mouth's having a technical difficulty this morning. Why won't this let me write 3? Is it going to make another giant line? We'll just make this my 9. That says 0 9/10, 3 6/10. Now, you'll remember from topic 1 that when we're dividing decimals, I don't want to divide by a decimal. So this is actually going to become 9, which makes this 36. And how many 9s are in 36? That would be 4. And so you'll notice that everything else I didn't use, I used the things in parentheses, That became the 4. Everything else got copied down the exact same. I still have numbers inside of a group, so I have to evaluate that. And then everything else gets copied down the exact same. I no longer have groups. I do have an exponent. 4 to the second power doesn't mean 4 times 2. It does mean 4 times 4, which is 16. And everything else gets copied down. Before I can subtract, I have to take half of 16. 1/2 times 16 would give me 8. And then finally, 8 minus 6 is 2. Notice that it looks like a piece of pizza or an ice cream cone. This is what I want your problems to look like and how I want the work to be shown. It will help you stay more organized. It will help us identify if you made an error, where the error was made. Pause this screen and try to fill in the missing steps. You'll notice my writing in blue. I went inside out, so first I divided 48 divided by 6 and got 8. Then inside of this particular group, I have to deal with exponents first. 6 to the third power is 216. If you need to write that down, that's fantastic. Then I added and got 224. I multiplied 1/8 times 224, and I got 28. 28 minus 20 is 8. Again, if you have questions at any point, if something is not making sense, you have got to speak up and ask. I would love to come and show you this. All right, here's one more I'd love for you to try. Compare your work to my work. We went for the grouping first, the subtraction problem, which is the only reason we would do subtraction first in this piece. Then I evaluated my exponent. Then I added those numbers together. Your next steps are to see me again if you have any questions. Complete the 3-3 practice buddy, the independent practice here, and then have a great day.